welcome back to Connoisseur Corner, part of the Feldy Network. We're back here again at Axpona 2023, and we're here today. We're going to talk some electronics. We got amplification, we got DACs, we've got preamplifiers, all kinds of wonderful stuff. And today we're going to talk about Vitus Audio, and they've been around for a bit, but we're getting them into America now. So I have with me the current CEO of Vitus Audio is Alexander Vitus. How are you?
Hello, nice to meet you.
Yeah. Welcome. Thanks for joining us today.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah. So Alexander, tell us a little bit. I know the company's been around for a few years, not probably a household name in America. Or see what we can do to get you that way. Give us a little bit of history about the company.
Well, the company is almost 20 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been shipping products since 2004. The company was founded by my father, who was a former drummer. Hi-fi has been a passion for him. So if you have that scene from an old movie, a 70s movie, where they jump on the bicycle and you see them biking home and dropping on the bed and stuff, that was really his youth. And he was just sitting reading magazines, hi-fi magazines, while listening to his stereo back in the day and dreaming about all the big brands that he would love to own. And that kind of shaped his life. And he started, as a hobbyist, as many of the manufacturers here are.
Yep.
And that turned into a business. I don't want to bore you with all the details, but it turned into a business eventually. And here we are, 20 years later, with the son, kicking the old man off their throne.
So did he? His knowledge of electronics, was that like a trial and error thing that he just over the years learned the circuit, the language of circuits, so to speak?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It was. He started out by doing a lot of the OEM type of stuff. Well, you buy and build yourself, and getting to know it. But his whole education was based on the idea of building his own electronics, actually. But it was trial and error, and he had some ideas, and it's always been trying, since he couldn't afford all the big gear, he tried to do it himself, tried to manufacture it himself, design it himself, and he kind of threw his bag out by carrying those big bulky amplifiers back and forth, and coming up with a lot of different ideas and changes that made his life easier, and which kind of shaped the way that the amplifiers look now. Mm-hmm. The way that we have the top and you have the heat sinks that kind of tucked away, top and bottom. Well, he didn't want to scratch his arms all around carrying those amplifiers all the time. So all those little details kind of shaped the brand as it is today.
Okay. So you have a pretty extensive line of products now. So you have the amplifiers, you have the preamps. Talk a little bit about all the different products that you guys are producing.
Well, we have 3 different series. We have the Signature series, which is the middle point that started it all. Okay. We have the Reference series, which is more of an entry level. Yeah. And we have the Masterpiece series, which is I could say over the top kind of thing, where we just go completely crazy and do everything we can. The design object is always a no-cost type of thing. Okay. So whenever we design a product, it's for a purpose. So I can go into details with different products. But really, to think about it, our products, whenever we make a product, it stays in the portfolio for a very long time. We don't make a product and next year it's obsolete and then we have something new. Okay. It's the same model that goes on and on and on. We offer upgrades for everybody, so we kind of keep the product as well.
Gotcha.
So we can, current customers can always get the latest model if they wish to do so.
Okay.
So we have the CD players, we have the DACs, we have the amplifiers, we have the integrated amplifiers and all that stuff. But really, there was always a purpose for it. There was a market demand, and then we went back and we took the information that we get, the feedback we get from direct partners, indirect partners, customers, and all that stuff. And so there's an idea here. Let's try and build something that we would like here, and then sometimes that becomes a product.
Nice. Now your products are very. They also there's a design, there's a style to what you guys do. How did that kind of mindset kind of, how did you guys kind of get to that place? What was kind of the thought behind that?
So there's a lot of story there where I was more of a spectator, to be honest. So those details that I can't really go into because I don't know all the details to it, unfortunately. We have a lot of history in the brand, even though it's only 20 years old, which is actually quite young for this particular industry. If you look at the prototypes, they have some similarities and there are differences. But really it's a matter of coming up with some ideas to make manufacturing easier, to make something cool, make something that stacks. There's been a lot of ideas behind it over the years.
Sure.
Why don't we do that? Why don't we do that? Oh, we need to have this in order to make sure that the design is organic. And one of the cool things about the products that I find is you can stack them on top of each other without, it just looks like one big amplifier all of a sudden. So and that was an idea from the beginning. You have all these features basically.
Awesome. What would you say for the company, the brand? How would you kind of wrap up your philosophy into a couple of few words, a few statements? I mean, what do you want to convey to people?
We design this when we try to design the sound. You can say it's to a point where what we want to listen to. We don't want listening fatigue. We want somebody to enjoy the music. So that's the whole purpose of it. It's the musical before anything else. Next is a pride of ownership. So we feel if a customer gets one of our products and they are not satisfied with every single aspect of it, like we failed. So for us, it's the pride of ownership and the enjoyment of listening to music and not listening to your stereo.
I like that.
Does that make sense?
Yes. And that's one of the keys to good audio systems is you don't think about what you're listening to, you think about the music. So yeah, that's excellent words. Excellent words.
Thank you.
So thank you very much for joining me today.
Thank you for letting me be here.
And everybody, this is good stuff. You can take a look at this diminutive little rascal behind us here. And thanks for joining. We'll have more information on this company on the site. And cheers, everybody.
Thank you.